So I have two PC here. Very simple topology. Yes, fam. Tell me, how switch is going to build MAC address table? Let's say MAC address of PC0 is, let me change the MAC address also. A. 0A is the MAC address of PC1. Invalid MAC address? And 0B is the MAC address of PC2. B. 0B is the MAC address of PC2. Now, how switch is going to build MAC address table? Let's say IP address of this PC0 is 10.1.1.1/24 and IP address of this PC is 10.1.1.2/24. Yes. Yes, fam. Tell me the process. How 10.1.1.1 will ping 10.1.1.2? Can anyone explain packet flow? Can anyone explain packet flow? If I will ping 10.1.1.2 from here, source IP will be what? 10.1.1.1. Destination IP will be 10.1.1.2. Source MAC will be the MAC address of PC1, that is 0A, and destination MAC will be 0B. Now, PC will forward traffic to switch. And now tell me what switch will do. Please answer, guys.
Switch will learn the MAC address of the PCA, sir. First.
Switch will learn the MAC address of PC1.
Yes,
How?
sir.
It will maintain which table?
CAM tables.
CAM table. Very good. So switch is going to maintain one table called CAM table. Like router maintain routing table to forward traffic, switches maintain MAC address table, or you can say CAM table. CAM table. In the CAM table, it will make one entry. Once this switch will receive any frame on this port, on F0/1 port, it will make one entry in their CAM table. Yes or no? This is the first function of switch. Switch learns source MAC
Yes,
address.
sir.
It will learn 0A MAC address on 0/1 port. Once it will receive any frame on this port or any other port, first thing that switch will do is switch will learn source MAC address. Let's say I am a switch, I am receiving a frame. First thing that I will do is I will check this frame is coming from where, what is the source, and I will make one entry in my CAM table that okay, this is a source and this source is connected on this particular interface. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear to everyone? After that, the second process is switch is going to check destination address, destination MAC address. Switch forward traffic on the basis of layer 2 address. So it is going to check layer 2 destination. Layer 2 destination is 0B. Again, switch is going to look up their MAC address table. Is there any entry available for 0B MAC address? No. That means switch don't know where 0B device is connected. Yes or no? What I am saying? By default, switch don't have any entry in their MAC address table. MAC address table is empty. Now we have two ways to make entry in their MAC address table. One is dynamic and one is static. Statically, I can tell to this switch, brother, on your 0/1 port, a device is connected whose MAC address is 0A, and on your port 0/2, a device is connected whose MAC address is 0B. Second way, this is the static way. Here manually I have tell to switch. Second way is switch will dynamically learn MAC addresses whenever it will receive any frame on the particular interface. Let's say when it will receive any frame on fast Ethernet 0/1, it will learn source MAC address of that frame. Here if I will configure IP address, now you can see there is no any entry in MAC address table of this switch. There is no any entry. MAC address table is empty. If I will configure, I am going to configure one IP address here. Let me say IP of this computer is 10.1.1.1. Subnet mask is 255.25. Let's say 255.0.0.0 or 255.255.255.0. Done. And now here I am going to run show MAC address table command. Going to check MAC address table again. There is one entry. Who will explain how this switch have learned this MAC address? How this switch have learned this MAC address? It have learned one MAC address. MAC address is 0A. On which interface? It have learned it on F0/1, and the type is dynamic. And there is VLAN ID as well. We will discuss about VLAN ID later. So switch have one entry in their MAC address table that on my fast Ethernet 0/1, a device is connected whose MAC address is 0A. So whenever switch need to forward traffic to 0A, it will out that traffic from fast Ethernet 0/1 interface. But question is how switch have learned this MAC address? Yes, Mohan.
By ARP, right?
Which type of ARP?
Gracious ARP, sir.
Gracious ARP. Whenever we will configure IP address on Ethernet port, it will generate one ARP. It will generate one Gracious ARP to check that is this IP address duplicate or not. So when I have assigned this IP address on this PC have generated one Gracious ARP to check duplicacy. And that Gracious ARP will be broadcast at layer 2. So when switch, it will send broadcast frame to switch 1, switch will learn MAC address of this PC. In the same way, when I will configure IP address over here, 10.1.1.2 and 255.255.255.0, it will also generate one Gracious ARP and switch will learn MAC address of PC2 also. Yes or no? Now you can see there is 2 entry. Okay, so that is fine. This is the static way. Okay, this MAC address will be there for how long? For what interval of time switch will keep this entry in their MAC address table?
300 milliseconds. Sorry, 300 seconds.
Second, switches are going to maintain or keep this entry for 300 seconds because it have learned dynamically. Now I want to check where is that timer. I want to show you, see the timer. So I will run command what? So MAC address table and see question mark. I don't have any option to see the timer, yes or no. So that's why I told you in packet tracer or in GNS3 you cannot perform the lab of switching. So that's why we are going to perform labs on real devices only. Here I don't have option to show you MAC aging time. That is MAC aging time. By default MAC aging time is 300 seconds. After 300 seconds it is going to remove this 2 entry. And if you will make a static entry, then a static entry will be permanent. Static entry will be permanent. So guys, actually switch maintain MAC address table to forward frame. Whenever switch receive any frame on an interface, it is going to learn MAC address, source MAC address, and on the basis of destination MAC address, it will take forwarding decision. Now if I will ping 10.1.1.2 from here, if I will ping 10.1.1.2 from here, so source will be 10.1.1 and destination IP address will be 10.1.1.2. Source MAC will be 0A and destination MAC will be what? 0B. This will be the frame. This PC will forward this frame to switch. Switch will do what? Switch will update their MAC address table. In their MAC address table, there is one entry on fast Ethernet 0/1. So it is going to update the entry first. First it will update this entry. Timer will, again set to 300 seconds. And after that, switch is going to check destination. Destination is 0B. Okay, there is one entry for 0B. Exit interface is fast Ethernet 0/2. So it will forward the frame from fast Ethernet 0/2. Okay. Is it okay? So in real devices in my rack, I am going to design one topology. Let's say I have one switch. I'm going to take one switch here and two PC. I have one switch, two PC. I'm going to design this topology. This is my switch. This is PC1. And let's say this is PC2. Here I am going to configure IP 10.1.1.1 is the IP address of PC1. And here I am going to configure IP 10.1.1.2 IP address of PC2. So what I will do, first I will access my rack through secure CRT. I am going to access my rack. IP address is this one, that is fine. Okay, password is PM123. Switch 1. Okay, switch 1, and I am going to access two router. I will use router as PC. SW1. I will use router 1 as PC1. So let's say this is my PC1. This is my PC2. On switch, first of all, I am going to don all interfaces, because as you know, switch have some interfaces, and by default all interfaces are no set. By default switch interfaces are no set. Oh my god. which interface it is, guys? This is 0/0, and this is not 0/0. This is 0/1, and this is 0/2, and this is 0/0 of router 1. This is 0/0 of router 2. Now let me reduce the size. Fine. On this switch, I have not configured any protocol or anything. Just I have run noset command, and I am able to see that switch is forwarding some packet from this port. I have checked packet output, means the packet which is going out from this particular interface, and packet output is increasing. That means by default there are some protocol running. That means by default some protocols are running on switches. If you will purchase brand new switch from the market, there will be some protocol in the operating system. Now may I know which type of protocol is enabled by default?
CDP and spanning tree.
CDP? Yes, CDP, very good, because we have just checked CDP. So
And
I want to
tree
disable
also by
CDP.
default enabled, right?
What?
Spanning tree also.
A spanning tree. Okay, I'm going to remove a spanning tree. No spanning tree for VLAN 1. Still packet count is increasing. I have disabled a spanning tree protocol on this switch. What next?
Sir, VTP, I guess.
VTP? Okay. How to disable VTP?
Uh, no negotiate command.
Okay. Interface F1/0/1. No. There is no command. No negotiation should be there. Switch port. No negotiate. Command rejected. I have disabled it. No negotiation. By the way, this is command to disable, not command to disable
Dynamic.
VTP.
No. Sorry, this
DTP.
trunking. Yes, DTP.
Trunking. Yeah. But still packet count is increasing.
Disable the neighbor discovery.
CDP.
Yes, sir.
No run or CDP run. I have disabled CDP also. Still packet count is increasing. What next? Hmm? और कुछ? Anything else? Oh, 32L. How to disable VTP? VTP is also enabled by default.
To disable VTP, we need to change mode to transparent mode.
Very good. So here I am going to say VTP mode transparent. But still packet count is increasing. So keep alive. Keep alive. Yes or no? Interface F1/0/1. No. Keep alive. Is there any other protocol, guys, which is enabled on switch? So these all protocols are by default enabled. A spanning tree protocol, first we have disabled a spanning tree, then we have disabled DTP, CDP, VTP, keep alive, and now you can see packet count is, I think now it is stable. Or is there any other protocol running? No. And should I check input? Input means router is sending some for traffic. Is router sending any? So if you have disabled keep alive here, automatically it will negotiate, router will negotiate the keep alive, yes or no? But still you can see some packets I am receiving. But that is not concern of switch. That router is forwarding. On switch you can see packet count is still 318. Okay. And so MAC address table. See, on real device when I am running show MAC address table, there are lots of entry. Yes or no? So guys, in real device or in simulation software, you will not see these MAC addresses. These are the MAC address of protocols. These are the, like, you know, VTP is running, so there will be one MAC address, layer 2 MAC address for VTP protocol, CDP protocol, yes or no? So these are the MAC addresses of protocols, and this is a static entry in operating system. How many total MAC addresses are there? Total number of MAC addresses is 22. So total 22 MAC addresses are there. These are a static entry. So this is the first way to run command show MAC address table. After that I can use a static, so to check a static MAC address, or I can use keyword dynamic to see only dynamic MAC address. And after that, if you want to see a particular MAC address, if you have a MAC address and you want to find the port, so you can check that also. And if you will put question mark here, you can see you have lots of options. On a particular interface also I can check MAC address, right? On a particular interface also I can check MAC addresses. This is MAC address of PC1 and this is MAC address of PC2. After that, so MAC address table aging time, I can see the aging time is what? 300 seconds. For which VLAN? There is only one VLAN, that is VLAN 1, so that's why it's showing you MAC aging time 300 for VLAN 1. By default for all VLAN, MAC aging time is 300 seconds. Fine. MAC aging time means the time when switch is going to expire the dynamic entry from their MAC address table. Is it okay? After that, if you have address, like I want to check that this MAC address of PC1, switch have learned this MAC address on which port. So it's showing me this MAC address is learned on fast Ethernet 0/1. Okay. Then so MAC address table, after that count, I can use count. How many total MAC address space is there? It can store 6,000, approx 6,000 MAC addresses in their table. And how many MAC address it have learned dynamically? 2. And static is 0. Static is 0. Those are in operating system. Those MAC addresses will not be considered as static MAC address. Fine. After that, total MAC address means total static plus dynamic is also 2. Space is 6045. Can I increase MAC address space on this switch? It can learn 6,000 MAC addresses, and there is some space for IP routing, yes or no? This is actually multi-layer switch, guys. So this switch can support routing as well, and it can install 8,000 prefixes in their routing table. But let's say if you want to use this switch only for switching purpose, then you can definitely increase the size, space for MAC addresses. Or let's say you want to use this switch only for routing purpose, then why you will allocate some memory for switches, for switching. So you can increase the space for routing. Getting my point?
Sir, for any particular VLAN interface or any kind of this, say VTP, or you mentioned that it will show, it will be having its own MAC address. So, sir, are those MAC address also owned by Cisco, or is it
Yes,
IEEE?
owned by Cisco.
Okay. So, matlab, like
in the iOS. iOS is of Cisco, na?
okay, okay. But is it possible? Is the same thing will happen in HP switches or in Dell switches or any other?
No, there will be different MAC addresses.
No, that's what I'm telling. But their MAC address will belong to their particular organization, correct? OUI
Yes,
will
exactly,
be okay.
exactly.
Okay.
If
That
it is
OUI.
of IEEE, then it will be same on HP switches also
Yeah,
and
yeah.
other
So,
switches as
yeah,
well.
that was okay. Okay.
Done. So if you want to use this switch, say let's say only for switching, then why I will allocate some memory for routing purpose. So guys, there is one term called SDM. SDM means switch. SDM stands for
Database manager.
database manager. With the help of SDM, we can manage the space or memory on switches. SDM prefer, and you can see you have 4 options. If you want to use this switch only for routing purpose, then you can use for routing purpose only. If you want to use this switch only for switching purpose, you can use for switching purpose. If you want to use default templates, so these are templates. If you want to use default templates, you can use default templates. If you want to use for IPv4 and IPv6, you can use for IPv4, IPv6. You can use any templates from here. Getting my point? If I will set access, what will happen? First of all, you have to reload the device, then only this command will take in action. Until and unless you will not reload the command, right, it will not work. This command will not work. SDM templates will not change. Can I reload this device? If I will reload the device, templates will change. Okay, I'm not going to reload it. I'm going to remove this command. Fine. So MAC address table, and if I want to find MAC address on a particular interface, I can find it through MAC address table. I can find the interface. And now how to make a static entry, like on switch number 1, on PC number 1, I am going to find, so interface F0/0. What is the MAC address of this interface? Okay, this is the MAC address. I have copied the MAC address, and on switch I want to make a static entry. MAC address table, after that static, and then MAC address. After that interface. On which interface or for which VLAN? Let's say for VLAN 1, and then interface F1/0/1, and so MAC address table static. Now you can see. Sorry. Okay, is it okay? So I can make a static entry, and MAC aging time for a static entry is infinity. MAC address table aging time. This is how you can change aging time. I want to set aging time 200 seconds. So MAC address table aging time. Now you can see MAC aging time is what? 200. And guys, just I am going to create one VLAN over here. But if anyone have problem in VLAN concept, if you are thinking that I don't know VLAN, how I can understand this, so don't worry, we will discuss VLAN later. Now this is very simple. Just I have create one VLAN, that is VLAN 20. Is VLAN 20 created on this switch, guys? Fam?
Yes.
Do so VLAN brief. Where is VLAN 20? So
We have not assigned the interface.
no, I have say VLAN 20. Until and unless you will not exit from here, VLAN will be not created. Exit. And now do so VLAN brief. You can see VLAN 20 is there. Fine. And so MAC address table aging time. What will be the aging time for VLAN 20?
Infinity.
Huh? No, brother.
Okay.
Is there any interface in VLAN? No. So until and unless you have not defined any interface in VLAN 20, it is not going to assign MAC aging time. So let me do one thing. interface F1/0/1 and switch port access VLAN 20. I have assigned this interface in VLAN 20 and show MAC aging time. Now you can see for VLAN 20, what is MAC aging time? 200. Now what I want that for VLAN 20 MAC aging time should be 500 and for rest other VLAN MAC aging time should be 200. MAC address table aging time 500, after that VLAN 20. So you can configure MAC aging time for particular VLAN also. Means global MAC aging time is what? Global MAC aging time is 200 second and for VLAN 20 MAC aging time is 500 second. So MAC address table aging done. Is it okay? MAC address is 0A and MAC address of this PC is 0B. So switch will maintain one table called MAC address table. In their table there will be two entries, 0A MAC address, it will run on fast Ethernet 0/1 and 0B MAC address, it will run on fast Ethernet 0/2. Whenever PC1 will ping to PC2, source MAC will be 0A, destination MAC will be 0B, it will forward the traffic to switch. Switch will first update their entry, this entry, and after that it will check destination MAC is 0B. Again it will find what is the exit interface for 0B MAC address, so it will find 0/2 is the exit interface for 0B MAC address, and then it will forward from this interface. And this is how switch forward traffic. Am I right? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what will happen if this switch don't have destination MAC address in their MAC address table? Let's say in the table MAC address table of switch there is only one entry. Dipesh, just try to answer, okay? See how I am asking you question. This is, let's say, MAC address table of switch, and switch have one entry, only one entry, that is on 0/1 interface there is one MAC address, that is 0A. And if I will ping 10.2 from 10.1, so PC1 will generate one ICMP traffic, source MAC will be 0A and destination MAC will be 0B. 0B. This PC will forward this traffic to switch. Now first thing that switch will do is it will update their address table. Let's say here timer is 120 second, right? 120 second left. So once it will receive this frame on fast Ethernet 0/1, so it will reset the timer first. It will reset the timer. It will again set the timer to 300 seconds. This timer will become 300 seconds again. And after that it will check what destination. So destination MAC is what? Destination MAC is 0B. But switch don't have any entry for 0B MAC address in their table. Then what switch will do?
Layer 2 flooding.
Dipesh, I am asking to you. Switch have received one frame where source is 0A. First it will update the entry, yes or no, in the MAC address table.
Yes.
After that it will check destination MAC. So destination MAC is 0B. Again it is going to look up their MAC address table to find what? Exit interface actually. If I want to forward a traffic to a computer whose MAC address is 0B, from which interface I need to out? But it will
Zero.
not found any entry.
02 or 01.
02 is the exit interface for 0B MAC address, yes or no? But
Yeah.
how switch have knowledge through their MAC address table, but in their MAC address table there is no any entry. Let's say someone is asking you for a destination, what is the way for a destination, and you don't know. What you will do?
I'll ask the address of.
Okay, you will ask for the address, or maybe you will tell him to ask to someone else,
Yes.
right? But you know what switch will do?
Switch will
Switch will
broadcast.
forward. Yes.
Switch will broadcast the message. Also, correct, right?
Not broadcast. If switch will do broadcast only in one case, if destination is broadcast, but destination is not broadcast, destination is unicast, 0B. Destination can be broadcast, destination can be unicast. If destination is broadcast in the packet, in the frame, then definitely switch will do broadcast. But this time destination is unicast. So switch will forward one copy from its all interface except the interface where it have received the frame. It will forward the frame from its all interface except receiving interface. Means except fast Ethernet 0/1, it will forward this frame from all interface. And this is nothing but unknown unicast flooding. This process is called unknown unicast flooding. Unknown unicast flooding means unknown unicast flooding means unicast flooding. It is unicast flooding. It is unicast flooding. This process is called unknown unicast. Sometime interview is asking this question, what is unknown unicast flooding? So when switch will do unknown unicast flooding?
When the switch doesn't know the destination,
MAC address.
Let's say it have received one broadcast message.
the
Answer should be like this. Whenever switch will receive unicast frame, but you don't know the destination.
oh,
Okay. Next. Here I have one PC. PC3. And MAC address is, let's say, 0C. Okay. So if switch have only, let's say, two entry, one is this one and one more entry is there on 0/2 0B MAC address is there. So if PC1 want to communicate with PC2, will switch do a non-unicast flooding? If PC1 want to communicate with PC2, will switch do unicast or non-unicast flooding?
No.
No, because there is entry. If PC1 want to communicate with PC3, will switch do a non-unicast flooding?
Yes.
Yes. And after a non-unicast flooding, will switch learn MAC address of 0C?
Yes.
After a non-unicast, yes. How? How? See, PC1 want to ping PC3. source will be 0A and destination will be 0C. Switch will receive the frame. It will check their MAC address table. First of all, it will update the entry for 0A MAC address. After that, it will check the entry for 0C MAC address. It will not find any match. It will forward one copy from this interface and one copy from this interface. Simply 0B MAC address will drop the packet, because packet is not for PC2. It will drop the packet. When it will check destination MAC is 0C, no, my MAC address is 0B. It will drop the packet. And when PC3 will receive, it will check destination MAC is 0C. Oh, someone have sent packet for me only. Let
Sir,
me generate reply.
Sir, it will be IP source and destination IP, no, sir?
Source and destination IP will be also there, but now we are discussing only source MAC, destination MAC. On the basis of MAC address, PC2 will drop the packet.
Sir, but
On the basis of
no, sir, but here if unicast flooding will take place, then if it is already 0C, the MAC address, if the
Okay.
MAC address is available in ARP cache of PC1, then it will be through switch only, no, sir?
No, but can you repeat?
Sir, here you are discussing about this communication between PC1 and PC3, sir, correct?
Okay.
So when a packet is being sent, when PC1 will try to ping PC3, so switch will check if the particular MAC address is available or not for the particular PC3. Okay.
It will check ARP table.
Yeah,
In the ARP table,
yeah.
let's say entry is there.
But in ARP table, I'm telling about PC1. If switch will be having entry, and if it had communicated earlier, then only it will put this 0C MAC address in destination MAC, no, sir?
Yes. So
Oh.
let's say PC have entry in their ARP table. That
Yes,
IP address of this machine is 10.1.1.3 and MAC address is 0C. If this
Yes.
machine will not have the MAC address in their ARP table, then it will generate ARP request first.
Yes.
Okay. Then PC2 will drop the packet and PC3 will generate the reply. When PC3 will generate reply, it will forward to switch and switch will learn 0C MAC address. Yes or no? On which port? Let's say on 0/3 port, it have learned one MAC address, that is 0C. So if PCs are communicating with each other, automatically switch will have entry for all MAC address. And let's say a particular PC is not going to send any packet for 300 seconds to switch. Then every time switch will perform what? A non-unicast flooding. Yes or no? Am I right? If PC have not sent any frame or any packet to switch for 300 seconds, then switch will perform what? A non-unicast flooding.
Yes.
Is it right that should switch perform a non-unicast flooding after again and again if PC is not forwarding traffic for 300 seconds? If switch is performing a non-unicast flooding, that means switch is using their CPU utilization. If switch is forwarding traffic from a single port and from the multiple ports, let's say from the 24 ports, so CPU utilization will increase. If switch is performing lots of a non-unicast flooding, then CPU utilization of switch can be high. So interviewer will ask or can ask you this question also, that because of a non-unicast flooding, we are observing that on the switch CPU utilization is going high sometime. So how to reduce it? So what is the way to reduce a non-unicast flooding? What is the way to reduce a non-unicast flooding? You should increase this timer,
Aging.
MAC aging timer. Yes or no? If you will increase the MAC aging time, automatically a non-unicast flooding will reduce. Second way is static entry. Second way is the best way, static entry. If you know this user is the permanent user of my company, then I will make one static entry. In large IT company, you might have seen that on the desk there are, in front of desk there are lots of computer. All computers are connected through switch, and one engineer have make one static entry for all MAC addresses in the switch. This is also the reason why you are allowed to work for company with their desktop only. Why you are not allowed to connect your laptop with this switch? Because if you will connect your laptop, then switch will perform what? A non-unicast flooding, yes or no? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever think why company is providing their own laptop to work? Because if a company will not provide you laptop, they can save lots of money. Then why he is providing their own laptop? Why you are not allowed to work with your laptop? If company will provide you laptop, they can put some security there, they can put some restriction there, but in your computer they cannot put any restriction. They cannot bind your MAC address with port. They cannot configure a static entry for your laptop. Getting my point? So these are the reason why companies are providing their own system to work. So there is two way to reduce a non-unicast flooding. One, we can increase the MAC aging time. Second way, we can increase, we can make a static entry. You can see what timer, maximum timer you can set on switch. Minimum is 10 and maximum is this one. And you know, sometimes you need to set minimum value also. Let's say switch have less memory. Switch cannot store 6,000 more than 6,000 MAC addresses at a time. And let's say switch need to install more than 6,000 MAC addresses. Then timer should be less. That if let's say one PC want to communicate, okay, after 10 seconds it will flush their MAC address. So it totally depends on requirement. That's why we have range, guys. That's why we have range. Is it okay? Fine.
Yes, sir.
Dipesh, I am thinking about you only, brother. Call me
sir.
after the class, Dipesh, okay?
Okay, sir.
Because if you will not get, then I will refund your fee, brother. Because if you can't understand, then why I will take your fee?
Yeah, I'm not getting anything, sir. Yes. It's
That's
very
why I'm
complicated.
telling you. That's why I'm telling you. Why you have enrolled, brother? Have
No,
you
actually,
watched my any video or
actually, I'm working as a system admin.
okay?
So my company told me to do CCNA and CCNP. So that's why.
Okay, your company told me to do CCNA and CCNP. Have you watched ever my video also on YouTube?
Yes.
or somewhere? Okay. Okay, no problem. Call me after the class, okay?
Okay.
Let's discuss first. Then we will decide you should continue or not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So next topic is, till now we have discussed how these users are able to communicate with each other. Now we will understand how to stop the communication between these users. Let's say on a switch I have few departments. This is in different, this user and this user is in different department, and these three users are in different department. So let's say my requirement is, let's say this is department A and this is department B. Let's say my requirement is department A should not be able to communicate with department B. Then how to stop communication between these two departments? Okay. So this is concept of VLAN. Before discussing VLAN, you should have knowledge of how these users are communicating with each other through switch. How switch takes forwarding decision. See, we have discussed actually two functions of switch. One is address learning. On the basis of source MAC address, it will build their MAC address table. And on the basis of destination MAC address, it will take forwarding decision. This is two function of switch. Third function of switch is loop avoidance, or many more functions are there. In upcoming day, we will understand lots of function of switch. As you have disabled some protocol at the initial, so we will understand those protocol as well, that how those protocols work, why by default those protocols are enabled. We have disabled a spanning tree protocol, right? But disabling a spanning tree protocol is crime. If you have multiple switch in loop, then only. If you have single switch, then you can disable it. Okay. So
Sir,
that's all, guys. That's
only one question. So what is the basic difference between then RIB and FIB? So FIB is available on switches, correct? And RIB is available on routers,
no,
or it is available on both?
both.
Okay.
Like router have, two plane, data plane and control plane.
Okay.
So in data plane it have installed RIB, and in control plane, in control plane
Control.
it have
Okay.
installed
RIB.
RIB, and in data plane it have installed
FIB.
FIB.
Okay. 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 Got it. Okay. And sir, so in many documentation it is mentioned that MAC address is same as CAM table, correct? So
Yes,
then what is the main purpose of TCAM, sir? Ternary content.
we'll discuss that also, don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, got your point.
And sir, when you'll explain, sir, VLAN, then just one or two concepts are there extra, I guess, regarding that. One is private VLAN, and sir, one is this one concept in which you had in EIGRP, or I guess in particular routing protocol topic, you had put port in for particular mode through which they were not able to communicate with each other. So that it was a private mode, or I guess I forgot. So that particular,
There was not like private in EIGRP.
yes. While discussing about that hub and spoke, or in OSPF, I guess. out of the two, in hub and spoke only you had configured one port as something else and one port as something else. So switch ports were not able to send traffic to one another.
Switch port protected.
Yes, yes, that protected. So while VLAN, when you will explain VLAN, sir, I hope.
Yes, switch port protected is the feature of switch. We will discuss that also.
Okay, okay,
After VLAN, we will discuss switch port protected.
okay, sir, okay. And sir, TCAM is TCAM available in every switch, or is it
Yes,
like
it is
special?
only on Cisco device, Cisco iOS.
Okay, okay, okay. Rest all company switches they use
MAC address
IEEE.
table,
Okay,
CAM
yeah.
table.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, then guys, that's all for today.